What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Crypto Breakfast Club. We're live in the building. Crypto comeback. Is it real with the government reopening? Gonna dive into it, guys. Want to talk about some altcoins, talk about some ETFs, talk about what's going on in the markets. And so, yeah, we're back with you guys. Appreciate everybody for being here. Let's go, man. Let's dive in. Pate, are you on the other end there? Are you on Breakfast Club?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix this shit right now. Oh, it worked. There we go. GM. Yeah, I'm awake. What's happening?
What's going on, man? What's happening? Anything catch your eye in the crypto world here over the last, I guess, 24 hours?
I mean, I think the biggest news is that I think you posted it earlier with Sunny Liu, but that I don't want to say leak. It's not a leak, but that report of the quote unquote freezable tokens. I think we should get into that because normally that's a huge red flag for any project, but that list had some big ass names on it.
Yeah, and I saw Vchain kind of responded to that. I'm wondering if we can bring that up tomorrow. We'll have them on tomorrow. I think Vchains will be joining us tomorrow, so we'll maybe talk to Jake in the back channels. Vchain made a comment about it. Yeah, we can get into that. We can also get into, obviously the government reopening. That's been a big deal. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we need that if we want anything else. The other good thing is, the one thing we're watching really, really closely right now, guys, is ETF inflow and outflow. I think that's probably the best indicator for us right now in terms of like where this market's at, where we're going. As long as we see positive inflows, that is a really, really good sign. Like we can have a little bit of a pullback on that. Like we can have 1 week down, but like that's like one of the things I'm watching. If we start to see like 3 weeks, bad of outflows, then it's like, wait a minute, what's happening? Well, good news is Bitcoin ETFs added 524 million on Tuesday. IBIT was the leader there. We'll probably get the data from Wednesday here real shortly, but this is something I track quite a bit. Canary Capital's filed for a couple different ETFs. So they recently have their Litecoin, HBAR, XRP funds pretty much going out there. XRP, they're set to get their first spot ETF as soon as today. So that could be a big sign. I am just still in the camp that, the best way to kind of play this market right now, front run the ETFs, front run the institutions, get out ahead of what's coming. Also, a couple other highlights I want to get to, but Pete, I see your hand up. Go ahead, man. Jump in.
No, I was just going to say real quick, I have that list up in front of me. What we should do is probably post the actual article. So right now, the list, according to, this is Cointelegraph, right? So who knows if this is accurate or it might be just a hit piece, but it says hard-coded chains that have a freezing ability. So basically, the freezing ability means that you can't move your tokens, you can't sell anything, you can't do anything. That includes BNB, which is probably the biggest one on this list, right? XDC, Vchain, I don't know what the fuck that one is, and Vchain. And then potential freezing ability, there's 19 of them. I'm not going to list all of them, but it includes Atom, Rune, Say, OKB, which is the exchange token, Nillion, Celestia, Arbitra. Interesting, right? So according to this article, all of these chains have the ability to just stop everything you're doing while you're using it. And Sunny Liu, I think, came out really strong ahead of the Vchain thing. But yeah, so it's just interesting. This could be a hit piece, maybe, by the person, or it could be true. I don't know. We don't have all the information. I think Utasco would probably be the best person to really go at this because he probably, oh my God, it's a bus, sorry guys. But he probably has more information.
Yeah, we can get into it. For sure. Sorry, I'm looking at a few different things. So the XRP ETF did go live. It did go live. So that's live as of this morning. So that's out there, ready to go. So that's good. Jamo, what you got to mute, man? There you go. There we go. So what else do we got here? Blah, 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 blah. Visa launched a USDC payout pilot, letting creators and freelancers get earnings in stablecoins instantly, expanding its stablecoin payment push. Saw that news come out. Coinbase's new token sale platform could revive regulated ICOs in 2026, with Bitwise saying compliant launches may become a major bull run driver. I'm actually very intrigued with this Coinbase new token sale platform. They're starting with Monad. We talked about it a little bit not too long ago. I'm very intrigued by it. Also, SEC Chair Paul Atkins planning a token taxonomy using the Howey test to clarify which tokens are securities as networks decentralize. Very interesting. So he's going to be using elements of the Howey test to figure out how to clarify and classify various tokens either as securities or commodities. Trump signed a bill late last night to end the 42-day shutdown, letting regulators restart crypto work as Congress advances the major market structure bill. So that is a huge, huge deal as we not only get the market structure bill, but it opens up the floodgates now for more ETFs as well. CME Group and FanDuel launching FanDuel Predictions in December, offering sports and crypto event contracts to the United States users. Singapore Central Bank will trial tokenized MAS bills settled with a CBDC, marking a step towards large-scale tokenized finance adoption. And that kind of rounds out some of our top stories right now. Those are some of the big things that are happening around the space. Paid, yeah, I see your hand up. What's up?
Yo, going back to Coinbase right now, I don't know if you know this or if you talked about it before. Right now, Coinbase One, it's Coinbase One's member week, which I don't even remember this happening. Have you seen this yet, Zach?
Yeah, yes, I had. Yeah, I'm already a Coinbase One member, but yeah, I saw it. They're offering, I think, discount subscriptions right now.
No. They're doing 3% bonus when you buy or transfer crypto all week. That's huge.
Oh, interesting. If you're a Coinbase One member.
What happened was I bought a few dollars of crypto yesterday because I had to transfer some shit out or whatever, and it was like, oh, plus 3%. I said, wait, what? And I don't know if there's a cap on this, but yeah, guys, if you're gonna buy some crypto real quick and you have Coinbase One, you might as well get a 3%. You're basically getting the bank real quick and you're getting it instantly. I think you do have to hold it on Coinbase for like a couple of days or whatever, so a lot of people might be wary of that. But there's 3%, unlimited zero trading fees for the week, up to $250 from the Coinbase One card on referrals, up to 2.5 more Monad tokens, and that's about to happen, right? That launch.
Yeah, I think 17th. I think it goes live. So I'm looking at it now. One up your assets, 3% bonus when you add crypto. So crypto and USDC are eligible. Simply buy or receive qualifying crypto assets or USDC to earn the bonus. Get 3% Bitcoin bonus. Bonuses will be automatically applied. Available through November 16th. So you got 3 days left on this. Bonus calculated based on assets added up to 1 million through November 16th. So when I click start earning, you can either buy using your external payment method, you could receive crypto from another crypto wallet, or deposit USDC from your bank. So either way, yeah, that's interesting. Little 3% bonus. Why not?
Yeah. Right, why the fuck wouldn't you? If you're gonna buy in DCA in anyway, you might as well just hit the Coinbase for the week. If you have Coinbase One, obviously, I think it's what $30 a month. But I mean that 3%, if you're especially if you're doing bigger trades or bigger buys or whatever, I think that's pretty fucking good. And what's gonna happen is, in my opinion, this is gonna set like the bar for other centralized exchanges. I mean, we all complain about centralized exchanges, right? But like that's gonna set the bar. It's like, hey, why the fuck would I use any other one when they're doing a whole week? hey, why the fuck would I use any other one when they're doing a whole week of an extra 3% bonus on any of the assets that I'm already buying anyway?
Back up for that. Real quick to piggyback off that though too. They are doing a free trial too right now, I believe. I'm already a Coinbase One member, but I was just messing around with it too. I guess we're talking with it, but they are doing also a free trial membership for some people. So if they want to test the waters with that, it's cool. Yeah, for me it's beneficial. So.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. If you're transferring a lot of money, I mean, and a lot of money's relative. Like if you're doing some trading and things like that, and you're using Coinbase as your off ramp, a couple things. Always get it into USDC instead of USDT. You will get hit hard on USDT through Coinbase. So always do that. But like the Coinbase One membership will pay for itself 10 times over if you're moving, a few $1,000s every month or two. Like it's not like only benefiting the people who are moving 50 to 60 grand a week or whatever. I think that's like something people probably look at and they're like, I don't really need that. It will save you a lot actually if you're, making some moves, especially once you get into a cycle, near the top or whatever where you're looking to take profits. That's another thing you could do if you don't want to pay for it right now. Be prepared to do it if that's your off ramp, once you're taking profits and things like that. Sign up for it for a month or two or whatever, right? Take advantage of it because it will save you a bunch of money if you're making a bunch of moves like that all at once. And it's not going to, it doesn't take like a ton to make it really, really worth it either. So, yeah.
Yeah, it can happen with like 3 or 4 exchanges, right? So.
For sure. Uncle, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. What's happening, bro? Uncle Crypto, what's going on? You're up.
I stepped away for a sec. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
I was just thinking about, I've been in crypto for about 4 years, and does anybody remember in 2023 when Bud Light took on that trans girl to expand their market share?
Hell yeah!
And everything dumped really hard.
Dylan Mulvaney, yes. How could we forget?
Dylan Mulvaney. I was just looking on the computer here. They lost.
She's definitely a bottom signal. Top signal, sorry.
Right. They lost $1 billion in about a year due to that mistake because of brand association. How is sentiment in crypto doing since we made the face of crypto Donald Trump?
So, well,
it's a scary subject on crypto Twitter. You can't talk about it.
Yeah, but, I guess
the thing is, it's like a lot of people.
Let's open the DJT chart. Let's open the WLFI chart. Let's open the Trump and Melania chart. I'm sorry.
They're killing it. Oh no, Yeah. But the thing is this: it's like when you love Trump, you think everybody loves Trump, but the fact of it is, most people don't like Trump. And the thing is, his name resembles scams, pump and dumps, and retail. Before we each got in, we were nervous. We watched. And the people that watched this year put their toe in the water, and he screwed them with those 2 family pump and dumps, And then on top of that, it seems like every day crypto influencers have to put his face next to the Bitcoin logo. That's great for the people who like Trump, but otherwise, the sentiment is worse than the freaking trans girl in a can of beer. And no one will talk about it.
At least her makeup is better.
It's a scary subject. But anyway, I try to post about it on Twitter, and I'm shadow banned left and right. So it's like, it's sad. But the thing is, so that's one thing is brand association, brand damage. But the other thing is, just look at the last 9 months. A million positive catalysts. A million positive catalysts up against 2 things: brand damage and tariffs. Look at the chart.
Defense, whenever we get good news, we go down anyway, so.
Right. Well, you look at the chart, every time Trump mentioned tariffs on, tariffs off, tariffs up, tariffs down, tariffs on people who hurt his feelings, tariffs on other people, the chart, the sentiment dumps. How can we correct this? How can we get Coin Bureau to stop posting Trump's face next to crypto every day?
So
Would you invest?
sorry.
Would you invest in Bud
sorry,
Light
Zach.
if Bud Light did not take her
It's
face
not
off the
that.
can?
It's not that. It's not. Bud Light was irrelevant. Has been irrelevant for a long time. Bud Light, if you know anything about Bud Light, they've invested in the LGBT community for like 20 years. They've been a staple in bars. They've been around. They've had their LGBT campaigns. Well, the difference in the brand directive for that was the inclusion. The people that had wanted cancel culture to go away wanted to reactivate cancel culture for their own will.
Exactly.
So the people that are anti-cancel culture try to cancel Bud Light and
Right,
Bill Mulvaney.
right,
So
right.
so it's kind of like those Puritan hypocrites.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
good enough for thee, but not good enough for me.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to get into that conversation. But utilizing the same technology and the infra, they tried. So the maxis know one thing: you ain't got enough money for them, so they're going to go to the next guy. The next guy is fund managers. The next guy is nation states. The next guy is institutional adoption. They need that to exist. So you're not going to have enough money to buy 100 Bitcoins at $100,000. They're going to have to go to somebody else who has more money collectively. That's the thing. That's the piece that no one's talking about. They need daddy to do 2%. They need daddy to do 0%. So that way somebody goes and buys it, because no one's going to buy it unless those interest rates come down. No one's going to buy it unless institutions going to buy in size on behalf of their clients. You're not buying $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm not buying $100,000 Bitcoin, right?
Right. The rates have to come
So
down.
all the cypherpunk garbage that they think they're cool when they get high every night just to sleep on whatever their bags are, like that. Some people are cypherpunks. Much respect to them. They were the trailblazers. But the new generation of crypto, they're not cypherpunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just they want all of the TradFi to be in their business, and putting him as the face and putting anybody as the face of crypto is the alt. And I mean, for fuck's sake, Satoshi's anonymous for a reason. Like no one's supposed to be the face. It's supposed to be everybody. You know what I mean?
Bingo. And this is saying when the U.S. government gets involved in things, it doesn't help. I mean, it's like we've been struggling with
Real
this.
crypto wanted them nothing to do with it.
Right. And I don't know why we're just blindly going down this road.
Not.
And
the greedy maxis are.
Yeah, and I mean, you took the biggest influencers can't stop posting his names next to it. Now, again, we're preaching to our choir because most people who are on Twitter, on crypto Twitter, are invested already, so we're reselling ourselves every day on it. But the people who are just dipping their feet in the water, it's bad. And the other thing too is Trump and Scott Bessent, his financial advisor guy, have been bragging online about taking in $400 billion in 2025 in tariffs. And sadly, Trump is still telling people, and his people believe him, that tariff money is coming in from outside the United States. It's not. That tariff fee is being paid from inside the United States by importers. So I look at retail crypto as money left over once your bills are paid. Okay? Now, when you come in and you say, we're going to throw tariffs on everything, and we're going to be taking in $400 billion, people tighten up. And they don't have that extra money to spend and throw into the casino. And people are not going to like when I say this is Trump bankrupts 6 casinos. He's working hard on number 7.
Yeah, that's not fair.
No one will stop him.
Thing, and there's a school thing too, right?
A what?
Trump stakes, Trump colleges.
Oh, well, I mean, hundreds of failed businesses. I mean, the thing is,
I think it's interesting because the management always puts a president in charge whenever they need whatever they need, and they put him in charge during COVID because they needed the debt printing guy. You know?
But I don't know. I don't know what we can do collectively.
And he had the largest historic bankruptcies in history, and he also had the largest historic transfers of single-family home ownership. So no one talks about the amount of small business that collapsed under him and the amount of homes that went in foreclosure,
Sadly, the crypto community got caught up in the alpha bro entertainment. And it's like, I'm done with the entertainment. Let's make money in this business. You know what I mean? And how can we collectively turn this thing around? I mean, it's sad, but you look at crypto Twitter,
we're approaching the fork turning. It'll be fine.
I hope so. I appreciate letting me speak, because Twitter, I can't say a freaking word.
No, Uncle, I think you bring up some good points. I mean, the way I look at it is I'm never first off, I'm never going to put a political person on a pedestal, ever. And think like this political person, I don't care what party, I don't care he, she, what Democrat, I don't care. I'm never going to put a political person on a pedestal, and in the same breath, I'm never going to be like, this is my savior, this is the person that's going to make me rich. Because the fact of the matter was, in the Biden administration, they hated crypto, but the markets did pretty well.
Exactly.
The markets did pretty well, and they did everything they could to keep it down. Now, we did get a big, Trump pump, if you will, when he got elected. We did. And if you were able to take advantage of that, I mean, we got a massive move up on a lot of vaults, right?
I agree with that. I mean, it did. Yeah,
it was short-lived.
Probably no arguing that. Yeah.
It was short-lived, but like there was an opportunity to take advantage of that. But I
think what it was, and you were right. I mean, I didn't. But the thing is, I think like people got high and got drunk, and then they sobered up right when January came around, and they're like, uh-oh. But the thing is, check this out, okay? In 2021, in the middle of our last bull run, on June, I think it was June 6th and September 22nd, Trump went to Fox News. This is under Biden. Trump went to Fox News 2 times to call Bitcoin and crypto a scam. The first time in June, he called it a scam. Bitcoin rose 20K. And then again in September 22nd of 21, called it a scam again. Bitcoin jumped 22K. So Trump not in presidency, mocking crypto, Bitcoin jumped 44K. Trump on crypto's side, coming in with a pump and dump, and tariff, tanks it.
Well, in his defense, he's going to do whatever his boss, Jamie Dimon, tells him to say.
Yeah.
So every time JP Morgan flooded, they bought. So we now know that they actually were pushing their own blockchain tech, and they intended to have people port over.
And
so Jamie Dimon, as of late last week, had said, what did he say? He said, I was wrong all along, blockchain, everybody's going to use it.
Yep.
So, like,
he was in the White House. Yep.
Just because they're talking doesn't mean that's what they're saying. They have a longer goal, and management's horizons are much greater than any of our lives. I mean, time-wise, at least.
Yeah, Dimon was in the White House yesterday here, so I don't know what that was about.
And if you're wondering who's pushing against those files, it's them, because they already paid $250 million fine against them.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys letting me speak. The first time I went on to the whatever you call this live in a long time, because months ago I went in, and as soon as I mentioned Trump's name, they just tore me up.
That's because people live with the side blenders on. They want their version of reality.
Yeah.
They're afraid to leave them alone. It's not their fault.
I know. Little by little, I hope we can just, when Coin Bureau and all these big names post, Trump said this, Trump said that, Trump is going to do this. I'm like, oh my God, keep his face out of crypto for a day.
It's like an episode of The Muppets. Just shrug it off.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, for sure. And I think at the end of the day, Uncle, like, when we talk about short-term stuff, it's a mess, right? But like, there are some positives, I think. Like, if he actually does do some of the things he said he was going to do when he was at the, Nashville event back in 2024, I was there. I was sitting there. I mean, the laundry list of things that he said would be very, very good for the industry. Now, how many things those things get done?
Yeah.
Time will tell. But no CBDC under his presidency, I think we can all agree with that.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good. We don't want that. Self-custody, like we want that. Like they're going to draw out rules and guidelines for self-custody. I think we want that, right? There were some things that, the Bitcoin.
We already have that, and them ruling is like another thing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, the Bitcoin strategic reserve, we'll see. I think the whole Bitcoin strategic reserve,
But a federal Bitcoin reserve, not his reserve.
Right. I don't think there's an active strategy right now to build out a Bitcoin reserve with new money. Right now, they've got all the money.
He has his.
They've got all the money from Silk Road. They've got all the money that's confiscated, and they're going to build a strategic reserve, which is fine. But like,
right there, the confiscated. You said the key word. The Bitcoin reserve only has Bitcoin in it because of Obama and Biden for confiscations. When Trump came in, he said, crime is legal. Let's give all the money back to these criminals. And so we don't have it now because the confiscated money he's given away. Not the ones that Biden and Obama, but the cases that were pending. The cases that were pending, So it's like, I don't know about all of them, but then, and then the CZ thing, like, sneaking in that part and for all the World Liberty Financial stuff and people being okay with it in crypto. It's like he was laundering money for terrorists. And this just confirms new retail.
His defense, they're already on the U.S. payroll, so.
Yeah.
Who was there yesterday? The former leader of Al-Qaeda?
Yeah.
Not joking. Look it up.
Exactly.
And leader of Al-Qaeda.
You don't know how much you guys made my day by being honest here. By being normal, freaking normal. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the problem with the left-right programs, and they do that shit. The middle is the sane one.
Yeah. crazy. But I don't know if I can ask you guys, maybe if you see somebody on Twitter, put his mug or Eric's mug up next to Bitcoin, just tell him, wake up. I mean, it's like Bud Light putting Dylan Mulvaney's
Now we have Eric saying Ethereum looks good here.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, I don't know, honestly, between all the gold sneakers, chains, watches, shirts, flags, hats, everything he sells, everything he grifts to his people, where are they getting the money to keep going into this? You got to open this market up to other people, not just the cult. But anyway.
No, it's good stuff. I mean, I like the conversation. I mean, because it's not all one way or the other, man. I'm definitely not in that camp of like everything's good, everything's bad. This person's great, this person's bad. Like you got to piece it together. There's been some good things. I think there's been some bad things. And honestly, I mean, right now, if you look at Bitcoin's price, it hasn't done anything in the last year.
Yeah,
it hasn't done anything. It's at the same levels essentially.
Well, again, we've got 9 months of crazy positive catalysts against two factors: tariffs. And the only reason our rates haven't dropped too is the tariff. Okay, so the Fed, people like to, the villain is Jerome Powell. The Fed is a 12-person committee of accountants and economists that vote on the rates.
Single-handedly placed by BNY Mellon and JP Morgan.
And they've said from the beginning, without Trump's tariffs, they could drop rates, but everything is up and down, up and down. You can't predict anything, and he will not stop. And not a single person will talk about Trump's tariffs. They want to talk about the shutdown. The shutdown. Look at the last 9 months, and they want to blame it on the shutdown. Oh, the shutdown stopped. Everything's going to come back.
The only person pushing the tariffs is Cantor Fitzgerald and Howard Lutnick, and Howard Lutnick's sons are running his business and getting redemptions at 35 cents on the dollar.
Bingo.
Yeah, follow the money, guys.
You know it. A lot of people aren't. Yeah. So Howard Lutnick, Howard Lutnick's family, Cantor Fitzgerald, like you said, has paid importers 30% of what they've paid out in import taxes. Let's not call them tariffs. Import taxes. In exchange for 100% of the refunds when our government gives that money back to them. So the guys on the inside with this Liberation Day tariff, like taxing penguin countries for stuff, all that money's coming back.
Those penguins are going to pay, okay?
Yeah. How much you guys made my day, because again, I've been tweeting on this, and little did I know, nobody's seeing anything. I've been shadow banned. Anyway.
Well, sharing information has always been good. But sharing it in a disinformation campaign of counterintelligence, good luck with that. You're going to get shadow banned.
It's crazy. It's sad to watch.
So it's a matter of tact. It's a matter of class. You have dignity and class over everybody else. I mean, I've been blocked from very large KOL accounts. So I'll give much love to Zach and respect to that. He's always been a free market person and a free communication person. He's been very advocacy of honesty and forthrightness. But that's because he's in and out. He needs to have the good information. He's not like all the other maxes who are just trying to shield their bags.
Alex Becker.
Much love to Zach.
Becker and Ilio, they could not take me saying stuff about their boyfriend Trump, and they had to block me.
They're hoping that he'll move their money.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, we just need to open it up to the whole thing. First thing they'll teach you in business and marketing is the best way to limit your market share to 30% is connected to a political person or a religion, and that's what we're doing in crypto. We're saying we only want 30%. Because we want to focus on...
You don't want Popecoin, the Catholic currency?
Oh, God.
I'm sure they'd be able to sell it to the other religions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
Crazy. But anyway.
No, this is
hopefully
good stuff.
Hopefully woke some people up, but I don't know.
No, this is good stuff. I want to get Mar in here, and I see Mutasco's got his hand up too. Guys, share the room if you haven't already. Uncle, feel free to stay up, man. Stay up, because I'm sure we'll get into a bunch of different good conversations here. But love it. Mar, go ahead, man.
Hey, Zach, man, thank you for having me up. Good morning, everyone. Man, when it comes to Trump, I'll take him over the Biden administration anytime. I know that he says things that I hit my head against the fucking concrete, like, just shut up, dude, sometimes, But, and you could talk to Brian down there. He went to the SEC not too long ago, and shit, man, like, I'll take that anytime. Like, we would have never had that opportunity with the Biden administration, and speaking to the SEC and to have a more clear view of being accepted, because we were not accepted under the Biden administration. So, yeah, I mean, you're correct about many things. Of course, Trump is milking it and making fucking money. A lot of corruption in there, too. But I think at the end, there's just a better, more clear view with Trump, than with Biden. Could another president do it better? Probably, less faster and less corruption, but more slow.
I think we can agree. I think we can agree. If Trump said nothing but played golf for the last 10 months,
Yeah.
we would be already. We would be up. We would all be millionaires if he could just shut his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, the guy says sometimes things that are, oh, fuck, awesome, but then he goes and fucks it up and, when he says something else. But, I'm not even going to talk about tariffs because I'm an idiot when it comes to that. I don't even understand them. All I know that the whole market is a fugazi, and if there were no tariffs, they'll find another way to tax people. It's money going in circles.
If you put into ChatGPT or Grok or any AI, this is a fun little exercise. Review all of Trump's comments on tariffs from years back to current and Trump's tariff policies and grade his education level, understanding. 5th grade level, guys.
Yeah.
Our president of the United States understands tariffs and trade at a 5th grade level.
Everything is computer confifi.
The one thing I do want to bring up is, look, the Millennium coin was a fucking hell. It was bad. But the Trump token, man, for me, that's one of the greatest launches ever on a meme coin. It gave many people an opportunity like myself get in at $5 and make pretty good money without being in the cabal or anything like that.
And you know who helped that too? It was Coinbase helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Coinbase, for the first time in history, launched a pump and dump within 24 hours of its launch. Now, Coinbase, there's coins that are much better than Trump's that can't get on Coinbase, but he served up the normies to the Trump coin. And he sucked all the liquidity out with the Trump coin, and they dumped and left.
Well, I mean, the Trump token, it's down around 83%. That on a meme coin, that is actually in the market that we are today, how meme coins are struggling, that is actually not that bad compared to the other memes. And the World Liberty Finance, for me, is one of the greatest pre-sales of all times. The coin is up 17x today from pre-sale prices, which that's for me. What
was the pre-sale price on that?
1 penny, and it's at 15 cents right now. For me, that's
Did you get in at 1?
Yeah, for me, that's one of the. It was done the right way. So I don't have anything. The Trump token could have done a little bit better, could have held it stronger, but I think that Millennium coin fucked it up. I mean, that was just chaos, complete robbery. But the Trump token wasn't that bad, guys. And the World Liberty Finance is performing fucking awesome compared to for the pre-sellers. The people that got in early like myself. Fuck, man, it's the 20% that they gave me, maybe 6 times the money that I invested on it. So I thought that was good. It just maybe people just wanted, hey, it's the president, the coins should be higher. You're right. They should be higher. He just probably extracted too much money. But yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm 50-50 with the guy. And which is much better than with Biden, where I was like, fucking motherfucker, just destroying our crypto. Even though we did pump with Biden, the Biden administration, I think that the Biden administration talked so bad about crypto that made people bullish.
Are you saying they talk bad about crypto because you were told they talk bad about crypto? Because look it up. I mean, I tried to. You search, Google search, who out of the politicians, who's ever demanded crypto be banned in the United States? Not Elizabeth Warren, not Jerome Powell, Donald effing Trump in 2020 on his way out the door ordered Steve Mnuchin to ban crypto in the United States. Steve Mnuchin, because back then, his first term, he had some people with brains and balls. And Steve Mnuchin said no. And he slow walked it, and then Trump was out and forgot about it. In the meantime, David Sachs handed Trump millions of dollars to get on board with crypto to promise him all the votes. And he did that months before the election. He came in, and for his thank you for all of our votes, he launched a celebrity pump and dump coin. And people said, may I have another, sir? Thank you, may I have another?
His interest changed.
Yeah, the politics,
The donors changed.
He saw an opportunity to get votes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these politicians are corrupt as fuck at the end. I mean, it's an argument that at the end of the day, they're fucking corrupt and they'll do whatever it is to get the votes and the power, you know?
Yeah, I see. But I think what I'm saying is I think the well is dry. I think we've tapped the Trump well as dry as possible.
Yeah,
These Trump believers, they're tapped out. Why not open the market up to the other 80%? The people with money.
I agree.
Say, you know what?
With you. It's time for him to step back.
We got to do it. And all we can do is every time someone posts, Trump said this, Trump signed this, Trump's going to make an announcement at 5 o'clock.
You're going to click that little button that said this post is not relevant.
Yeah, please stop, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's time for him to like just keep the crypto and Bitcoin out of your mouth already. You've done enough already for the last year.
Keep my wife's coin name out your damn mouth.
Oh, God. You know what I feel like, guys? If y'all watch professional wrestling growing up, right? And you'd watch and you'd be like, the manager would distract the referee in one corner, right? While the wrestler took a metal chair to hit the other guy, right? And as a kid, you're saying, referee, turn around, turn around. That's what I feel like crypto Twitter is. It's like, look at the last 9 months, million positive catalysts cannot compete with the casino bankruptcy guy. And the tariffs that no one will tell him are a disaster, which the Supreme Court will be shooting down.
But Uncle, outside of, I'm curious to get your thoughts and other people's thoughts too. Outside of the politics of it all, I think the entire market changed when the Bitcoin ETF went live in January 2024.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, in an already watered down market, which got more watered down through pump fun and meme coins and all the bullshit, everybody just went to the safe haven asset. I mean, think about it. We've been in a Bitcoin bull run since 2022 when we started coming up. I mean, like I don't know what changes that. Does a president change that? Like, or did people just say, hey, we could buy Bitcoin through Charles Schwab now, and that's the best asset, and screw everything else. Let's just buy Bitcoin.
That's a big thing because the custody thing. You know, I'm 50, but I'm okay with technology. But there's people who are going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my keywords. I'm going to die, and I'm just going to know I got to have it custody somewhere else. I can see that because the whole seed phrases and this and that and the other thing can get people. I can imagine how much money is just like lost by that. That's why they're going to ETFs to like have somebody else manage it.
I totally get it too, because people don't have the time. They don't want, like, you know, it's convenient. They don't have to worry about losing their stuff or, you know, putting their freaking ledger, you know, in a lockbox at the bank or whatever. People want to get access to Bitcoin, and I think they're going to want to get access to other top altcoins too. And this is why I have the space up there, like Ethereum, XRP, Solana. These are the ones with the ETFs filed. I think the whole basket ETF thing that's going to come is going to draw a clear line in the sand in which altcoins are actually part of the you know, the big boys club, and then which altcoins are part of the playground still. And that line, I think, is going to be drawn once we get, you know, market structure bill, all of that, and people can get access to a weighted ETF, you know, that's, you know, 65% Bitcoin, you know, 15% ETH, and then you get some exposure to some Solana and XRP or Cardano. You're going to mix and match, and you're going to have roughly, I think, 10 altcoins that are going to be completely separated from everything else. You're going to have the Bitcoin market, you're going to have the top altcoin market, and then you're going to have everything else. That's how I think this is going to shake out.
Zach, you're going to have, look, I'm pretty sure we're going to have, I think XRP launched today. I think we're going to have Solana, BNB, for sure BNB, now that this motherfucker got pardoned. We are going to have BNB, Solana, probably like 2 more. And then you're going to be shocked, bro. Then you're going to see new coins out of nowhere going into the top 20 full of VC funding, and those are going to get ETFs super quick. Coins that you like that pre-sale DAG that you've been, that's going to take a long time because there's just too many retail in there. You're going to see coins that are just pure VC, not even retail. They're coming out of nowhere, and they're going to get an ETF super fast.
Hey, I just want to jump in here real quick, guys. Good morning, everybody. Talking about the ETFs and success it had. Zach, you brought up a great point, kind of changed everything in January. The reason why these ETFs are successful is because people are inherently lazy. If they can have somebody else manage their money, they will gladly do so and pay them a fee. And that's why I think DeFi kind of struggles is, yes, like people like us understand it. We want our freedom. We want to control our assets, but it's difficult. You have to put in work. You have to use it. And guys, dude, people are so lazy when it comes to this stuff. And I think that's, where a lot of this money is going to go. Keep an eye on these ETFs. A majority of people, they'll get crypto adoption, but it's going to be extremely difficult to get them in fully DeFi, at least the older generation, which, the boomers, just younger than that, Gen X, they have the money. They have the money in the retirement accounts. They got the money right now. And if they can have somebody else manage their money, just send it to an ETF, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, whatever it is, they're going to do so. So, keep that in mind, moving forward when you're picking some of these investments.
Yeah, what's up, Brian? And yeah, the older generation has more money, and they're almost always just less technologically inclined, particularly when you get to like age mid-50s or so. They just do not really want to learn that learning curve, or they're lazy, or they just can't learn the learning curve. So they have more money, they're looking to invest, and then they need to diversify, but they're at least technologically inclined. So yeah, the ETFs clearly just fill a void right there in the marketplace.
Yeah, and I'm looking at things that have ETFs filed, but I'm also looking at things that are infrastructure, core infrastructure pieces that like big players are around, right? Like I know Chainlink has looked like dog shit, but like to me, like that's a relatively safe bet in crypto. Like to me, like every other day, here comes Sergey meeting with the feds. Here comes Sergey meeting with this guy at the government. It's like the people who are doing the most to get in with the big banks and the big institutions, don't we feel like they have the best chance to win here? Because Jimmy's and Joe's, a bunch of retail people, we don't have the deep pockets. Like we're not going to be able to push something up. Like our best chance as a retail investor is to get in before they pump our bags. And like a lot of people don't want to say that, but that's just where we are. We're in an institutional market now. It's no longer the playground. Like the playground will still be there. You could play in it. But if you want to make real money with the real big players, this is how you got to do it now. Like you got to get out ahead.
It's not PvP anymore, correct?
Yeah, you got to get out ahead of where the smart money could go. And that's just where we live now. It's totally different. Totally different.
Stock market coming down.
Mutasco, go ahead, man. Share the space too, guys, if you haven't already. Bring some folks in here. And feel free to come up, grab a mic. We got some other spots up here if you want to come up and request. Mutasco, you there?
Zach BTC, which market did you just say was going down, Zach BTC?
We're slipping on the Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ, 0.5%.
Okay, crypto's at least flat for once during the last
Yeah, but
two
it's throwing
shows.
nasty wicks, which means it's ready for a dump.
All right.
It's trying to fight to hold the shelf. Zach, did you see what happened yesterday?
In terms of?
They froze another 400 million of Justin Sun trying to save TUSD or whatever, True USD.
His stable coin?
Yeah, I guess.
That guy's a disaster. Talk about somebody bad for crypto.
Yeah, I know. Whenever you see those $1 billion mints, it's typically on Tron.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And can you guess? Can you guess who his first tokenized dollar token was? It was Ruples.
Ruples?
Yep. First one on his chain, Ruples.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mutasco, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
What's happening?
No, good. Sorry, I'm usually when I put my hand up, I'm like free, but when I'm not, I'm like, oh shoot, they called me. That's why I usually delay. But so there was somebody talking. It was an uncle, but you know, the thing I would say about this politics is that it distracts us from the real thing, which is crypto. And I think all these precedents are kind of there's different types of decoys, right? Trump is one of them. Any of the presidents, right? I'll recommend somebody here, if you care to know stuff and details. There is a good documentary about what's the guy's name? The guy that resigned. I can't believe I can't remember his name. The president. You guys know who I'm referring to. But the documentary is Becoming Katrin Graham, the lady that
Nixon?
took Nixon. Yeah, Nixon. Yeah. So
that's Trump's hero.
It's refreshing to watch that. Guys, go watch it. It's called Becoming Katrin Graham. It literally, I'll just leave it at that. But what I'm trying to say here is that, and I fall into that trap because it's a trap, right? When somebody is put in the face of the leadership of what we call, there's different layers, right? It's like blockchain. You have layer one, you have layer two. Even in the Ethereum blockchain, they have the execution layer and they have the beacon chain. There's different layers to this, right? The unfortunate thing for all of us, the regular people, 99%, when I'm yapping about Trump and then it's inciting somebody else and they're pissed off and they're like, who's this guy? I'm gonna block him. They got both of us because that's the point. Distract them. And then who cares? Like what you said about tariffs, people don't care. And what I posted, I shouldn't be posting this, but I just had to post it because you were talking about tariffs. American companies pay the tariffs, okay? This is my area of expertise. I know exactly what this is, and it baffles me. These are also smart people, but they're also blinded, okay? They say misleading things about the tariffs. I will be shocked if the Supreme Court, it's probably going to end up a 5-4 ruling. It's going to be very tight. I will be very shocked if it goes Trump's way. And the reason I'm saying this is, and by the way, I actually
classifying, he knows it's not going to go. By the way, he knows.
I actually, and you could actually tell from Trump, but the people that are kind of like sucked into the Kool-Aid, they call it a 4D chest or what. I don't know what they mean by that, but I actually listened to the entire hearing, so I have insider, like, I actually understand what I'm speaking about because I listened to them speak and argue, and I had the Solicitor General make comments, and they got debanked, and I get it. What I'm trying to say here is this. I love talking about crypto. I love talking about the opportunity that is before us. This is, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to regret it. If you miss this, okay, blame yourself because Trump will be gone, okay? Hopefully he is, because the last time he literally just walked out and said, Pence, take care of it. And I can't even believe that was actually real. But long story short, when it comes to the presidency, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you were talking about Jamie Dimon was in the White House. Jamie just talked about cockroaches, right? I'm following the private credit market. There's a lot of cracks in there. I just read a memo by Mark Howards. Okay, this guy is a phenomenal writer, and he talks about markets, and he's the head of the Oak Tree Capital. It's like I'll call it a hedge fund or debt. He's more based in debt. His name is Mark Howards. Go read his memos. He has really good memos with a lot of wisdom. But I just read his memo. He had a memo, I forgot what the title was, but it talked about, I mean, there's a lot of things brewing underneath the economy. There is a lot. And they're going to always figure it out, by the way. So I'm not worried about that, right? They're not going to let that collapse in their face. They would rather push it to somebody else, right? But generally speaking, what I know will end up happening is that, and already they've set it up. We've talked about this, Zach AC. I've read into this. I know what Lotnik is. I mean, he's already like, there are companies that I know right now that are already starting their legal processes, okay? They're paying retainers, trying to get in the line for when the decision comes and what action they're gonna take. So if the refunds don't come, there is already Lotnik that takes advantage of it. I think Uncle was talking about that. But long story short, I'm not gonna blob on this. What I'm gonna say is this. Based on what I've read and what I've seen, this is probably one of the last, or maybe another one, but I don't know. There could be another curveball that gets thrown on the market. Be watchful on this. It's within the next 2 to 4 weeks. That whole tariff thing, it should actually be bullish for the market. But for some reason, Trump is literally making it about him. And it's creating a lot of confusion in the market. Imagine if the tariffs were put in and then immediately when the International Trade Court literally, this is what they do. They eat and breathe tariffs. If you read the ruling, you know exactly these people know what they were talking about, right? But at the end of the day, imagine if that was what held and Trump didn't appeal it to the Supreme Court. What do you think would have happened? He would have figured out another way, but the whole tariff thing would have been over and clear. Okay, it's good to do tariffs, but you know, I call it like a targeted tariff, right? It would help, but the way he went about it, everybody knew what happened on Liberation Day. I work for a company, and most of our revenue, 99% of our revenue, comes from the government, the aerospace defense contract. I there are things that we get exemptions on, but these are sophisticated things, okay? So one thing that I would say is this. There's a lot of people hurting right now. There's a lot of problems underneath the economy. And I don't know why he's doing this, but we'll find out very soon, right? You listen to Scott, listen to the flip-flopping, and you understand what is going on. Trump, 100%. knows the outcome of the Supreme Court. He will at least know exactly what it's going to look like. But he's always going to spin.
Yeah,
He's
well,
a
the
spin
thing
master.
is, you ask, you don't know
That's
why
it.
you don't know why he's doing it. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he has people around him only to be yes men and not push back. In his first term, Gary Cohn from Goldman Sachs tried to explain how tariffs work several times to Trump, and he looked at him and could say the light bulb was not on, and Gary Cohn ended up walking away after 2 years. But we'd have been going through this tariff mess even worse in the first term. We still got hit with tariffs. Farmers still got a bailout of $30 billion for the retaliation. It cost American households $1,300 a piece for his first Trump tariff. So what do? Double down. It's insane. And the people around him, that Scott Bessing guy, I thought he would be a savior. He's just a mumbling like yes man for Trump.
It's a distraction, and guys, as I'm saying this, I posted something in the comment section. I always like to debate people with objectivity. Okay, when somebody debunks the idea that Americans pay the tariffs, they probably don't know what they're doing or what they're talking about. I just posted something that describes the process through the Customs and Border Protection. You can see that, I mean, one of our partners actually said right after the tariffs were announced that they literally will not have a business. And you know what they did? They threw it back to us. And we then had to create an escrow. If I tell you how much more money we had to eat to let our shipments and logistics operations continue, it'll blow your mind. And that's just one company. So there are effects. And it's okay for people to do whatever they want, but we can't deny the facts and talk about things. I don't even know where politics is headed now. The days when people can actually say things and disagree with each other respectively, people are no longer doing that. They're just like blowing up things.
Because it's emotion, which I hear a lot of emotion here, actually. And I ask and I propose to you guys, are you guys in support of other countries tariffing the United States, which they've done for decades now? Should we just allow that?
Well, stop the word. We got to stop saying the word tariff. Are other countries allowed to tax their own citizens for imports coming from other countries? Let's say it that way.
Clifford, did you see what I just posted? Go over that before you ask, because when you say, are we okay with it? Do you know about the program that
it's just a yes or no.
Talks about? He talks about the China shock. Do you know what China shock is? Do you know what China shock is?
It's just a yes or no. Do you guys support other countries tariffing the United States? Yes or no?
You're deflecting. I'm asking you if you understand what the China shock is. Because the reason why I'm asking you is going to answer what you're saying. You're making a claim that could easily be understood from the angle of where the problem started.
I'm just
decades ago.
Hold on. Let me answer your question. I think other countries have the right to tax their own citizens on imports, whatever they want. The poorest countries with the slowest growth have the highest import taxes. United States, our collective import tax was 2% before Trump got in. India's was 17%, the poorest, slowest growing country. Trump now has us lower than effing India. Other countries, if they want to tax their own citizens, let them tax their own citizens on that. That's fine.
But real quick, I don't think India is the slowest growing country currently.
Okay, maybe they're not right now. Maybe they're not right now.
They're actually one of the fastest, to be honest with you.
All right. Okay, well, I'll take that back. But the fact is, the countries with the highest tariffs aren't doing good.
I think no one is against tariffs, by the way, but you guys are talking about things that we already saw. Did anybody see the chart of all the tariffs on Liberation Day? We know what we're talking about. The tariffs, the way the tariff was rolled out was flat out wrong. It's not about somebody saying it. Nobody's saying tariffs are bad. We're just saying the approach. And and some of these people will literally still defend this thing. I don't understand it.
Blanket tariffs are bad.
You guys are still not even answering my question. And
do you agree on the rollout of the tariffs and on
I agree. If a country has been tariffing us, then yes, absolutely.
Again, the language is wrong. The countries don't tariff the United States. No.
Okay,
hold on. It's an import tax. When we say we're charging China X amount of tariffs, no, wrong language. We're charging our own citizens an import tax of this much money.
Which does what? Which does what? What is the goal? What's the goal?
The goal should disincentivize people from buying from those other countries and make it cheaper to buy here. Okay, I'm in the apparel business. Okay, we could triple the import tax on apparel and still get it in cheaper than we make it in the United States. What I'm saying is this: we have to build factories here first, then cut off our suppliers, not punish the American people with an import tax while countries decide, are we going to build here or not? They're not.
Guys, real quick.
They will.
Everyone, hold on. Real quick. Guys. Clifford, everyone, just real quick. I see Kevin's hand up, and I know Kevin works in customs and stuff. So I definitely want to get his take on this. We can get right back to him. But, who the fuck's talking? But, Kevin, I see your hands up. I'm going to give you the mic real quick, because I know this is kind of your wheelhouse when it comes to imports and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be my best. I just got done putting my cat down after 17 years, so I'm gonna try to
Sorry for
be
that.
my best. But no, so like I do agree. Like with I think it was Matasko said that it was rolled out wrong. It was more of a power trip. Like the tariffs, like companies, like I deal with that's we deal with it directly with them paying the revenue, the tariffs, and some companies, like the way it was rolled out, they had no clue what they were doing. I've had so many companies calling me just crying because they can't afford their shipments that they've been getting. So like I do think that the idea was genuine that he did it, like, but the way he did it was a power trip, and the way it was executed, and the way it's been executed, like there was no clear when it first was happening. There was no clear like guidance. You had just this tariff, and then changing like, a couple days later, even hours later. So no, both people are right. The American people are stuck, paying for it too. The companies that import and export, they have their stuff that they get their main stuff from overseas. Yeah, they need it. They want to make America, America first, build the factories, but that takes time. And you got the big businesses are the ones that are thriving from this, and the small businesses are getting shut down. And that's kind of like it's there's it's the rich are getting richer, and it sucks.
And retail crypto is being hurt by it with the smaller business people.
Yep, agreed. Nobody has money because now everything's going up. The business people, the people that do have money, that did have money that were in the game, now they're worrying about trying to keep their businesses afloat. They're trying to do this. So you don't have no money really coming into crypto but them big businesses, and they're controlling everything.
Bingo. And all you hear is, oh, crypto, Bitcoin this, the White House is doing this and that. Bitcoin got to 105K by itself. Since the United States got involved in all this, slowed it down. Again, I'm talking.
That was companies, aka institutions, front running the decision on ETFs. That's why Bitcoin went to where it went. That's not retail buying Bitcoin and sending it to 105, 126K.
No, correct.
It's institutions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Bitcoin is institutions. I mean, and then retail crypto, I look at as like altcoins.
Right, memes mostly. But same thing happened with Ethereum. The same exact thing. And what you guys are saying, that's business. That what you're talking about is capitalism 101. Big business always wins.
Yeah.
When has it not?
I guess what I'm trying to say too is like looking at crypto Twitter all the time, you see a million distractions. Oh, it's going to pump tomorrow, this and that. But no one is removing the cancer. And the cancer that sells down is tariffs. And no one's talking about it. They're all, the government's opening back up. That'll do it. Like, what?
The tariffs are a tax on the company that is importing into the United States. They go up on their prices, which makes it come to the American people or whatever country that it goes to.
Clifford,
it's initially
when they absorb the tariff. Do they pass it on or no? Do you know?
Yes, that's what I just said.
Okay.
That's literally what I just said. But the idea of a tariff is a tax on the country importing. It's not the idea of it is not to tax the people that are receiving. That's not what it is.
The companies that's why I said the small companies are going out of business because they get all these tariffs and they can't afford to get their shipments now, so they get sanctioned. Here's
the thing. Why didn't they prepare? Why did they not prepare and start moving things around beforehand, knowing that was what was going to happen? Some companies
did, but when the tariffs first started, nobody knew. There was really no guidance. It was changing.
He said it the entire time. He said it the entire time he was campaigning.
Yeah, right.
For like 2 years.
Yeah, people.
But he was changing. But he's changing kept changing this tariff and then this.
By the day.
Like, there was no clear. There was something like they knew, but there was no clear total guidance. Yes, I think the tariffs are not a horrible bad thing. I just think it rolled out It's been rolled out the wrong way. And
It was a power play, like you guys said, new sheriff in town. That was the entire thing, was to create fear in other countries that they better get in line with the new administration or they're going to pay a price.
The problem is the new sheriff in town has a 5th grade level understanding of how tariffs work. That's the problem with the new sheriff.
Well, he's a billionaire and all of us are not. So
Because we didn't start with our daddy didn't start us with $413 million.
Well, hey,
our daddy didn't start us with $413 million.
It's capitalism.
It's called being born on third base thinking you hit a home run. That's what it's called.
Well,
Trump was born on third base halfway to home, and he went bankrupt 6 times. I mean,
bankruptcy is a tool. Bankruptcy is a tool to use.
Right.
And all of us can use that as well. If the rich can use it, so can we.
How many rich people have been bankruptcy? Doesn't mean bankruptcy. How many rich people file bankruptcy? 50 Cent, and he's still a multi-millionaire. That's just they use it to their advantage.
Exactly.
Right.
There's nothing. I mean, is it morally correct to do? No, but it is a tool to use to get yourself out of it.
As far as Trump,
I think we all just need to learn what they do and become them as well. That's all. We can't. We don't have to fight each other. Just learn what they do.
Exactly.
I mean, that's time. Literally when the dust settles. When the dust settles, and we just need to stick it with it. When the dust settles, crypto's gonna go back up. We just need it. It takes time. So when everything hit and all these tariffs hit, and these even the big companies are paying all this extra money. Now their stock ran out of all the cheap stuff, so stuff's going up. But when it starts, if it does right and it rolls out right, eventually when it all settles and evens out, things will start evening out. Right now we're still feeling the mess from when everything first happened, and people, I ain't feeling it. No, it takes time to feel it, just like COVID. So you're gonna feel it for a while, and we're gonna get hit, and it's gonna suck for a while, but eventually it should level itself out.
When you say level, what do you mean by level? What do you mean by level?
We'll look back at this time as a blessing. I'm telling you guys.
What I mean level is, let's say you bought everything and you got everything like for 5 cents, and you run out of stock. So then you got the tariffs changing, and you paid 30 cents. So now everything goes up. So eventually, I think once everything gets in the tariffs and we get it figured out, still figuring out like everything and the right tariffs and the right stuff. It'll slowly level out to where we ain't seeing these big price jumps. You go to the store next month and it's $2 more, or even 2 weeks, it's $3 more.
What is he basing tariffs on? What is Trump calculating tariffs on?
Leverage.
Leverage now. That's exactly.
Well, no. For instance, like we're paying 50% tariff. We're paying 50% import tax from Brazil because he doesn't like who got elected there.
Exactly. As soon as that's what I'm saying is he needs to figure out how to stop using it as a power trip. Once it stop using it as a power trip and start using it as a tool, then it'll start. That's something I start leveling out. Eventually, if it's done right, it should level out and be done right. Right? You can't just keep it as a power trip the whole time because we're paying.
I think we're all
do you see Trump ever correcting course?
New tricks.
Do you see Trump ever changing course? Yeah.
Yes. Guys, why don't we go over some new speakers? Yo, Matt. Guys, we got to go over some new speakers
real
here.
quick. Wait, Ben, we don't. Hold on. Go ahead.
Listen, real quick. I think you guys are concentrating too much on tariffs and this and that for crypto to go up. For me, the biggest key in crypto to go up is not tariffs, it's not the taxes or this. It's regulations, man. It's crypto right now is so bad. These altcoins are so bad. The retail do not want to touch it. They don't want to touch it, man. They don't trust it. They don't trust it at all. And I think we need regulations. It doesn't matter about that. Look at what the stock market has done through all these tariffs, and what gold has done, and what Bitcoin has done. For me, it's all about regulations, man.
Mark. Zach, we're coming down. Go ahead, Mark, sorry.
I was going to say, Zach, AC, are you watching the market?
Yeah, I am. I'm in 3 spaces at once again.
Oh, yeah.
Liquidity set up to the south. We're heavy at the bottom, so we're going to go get them. Top side closed. Did you see that? Like $180 million of shorts just closed. We're not going to talk about it? Okay.
I did not see that. Go ahead.
100,666, 45 million, another 42,100,500. So that's where we're going.
So that's bearish, I think you're saying?
The top side close knew we're going to drop. They're not going to pay that
Right,
out.
okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Either that or the automatic deleverage, whatever narrative this week.
I was
Hey,
so
hey,
bullish
what-
about the Vchain Bybit situation I wanted to talk about, but maybe tomorrow. Paid.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll have Vchain on tomorrow. Hopefully, Jake is okay answering questions. We got to make sure that paid message him because Vchain will be with us tomorrow. I do want
I
to get
keep
into
stacking my VChain. My average is under
Kevin,
2 cents now.
I love you.
My average is under 2 cents now. What's your average at, Paid?
Negative 5,122.
No,
I love these types of things. The more
I just
I buy more.
hit over 100K. I have over 100K VChain. I keep stacking it, and I got my average down from it was 2.5 a while ago to under 2. It's like 0.018 now. So I'm just
Congratulations, man.
Excellent trade there. Very nice.
Hey, can I just say real quick because I gotta do this meeting. But what I was gonna say, we're looking at tariffs right now from a current position as negative. The catalyst, the positive catalyst, will be the deals that come from it, and I believe the goal is to have net zero trade. So what that means is both countries trade amongst each other, and without tariffs. And I believe
You see
the
the
leverage
problem I
that
have
he's
with your
used.
point, Clifford?
Go ahead.
You got Trump
I don't get to
said
finish my
America
point.
first, okay? So the
Yeah.
idea that we're just gonna increase globalization falls flat on the argument. So again, there's a lot of nuances here. When you say something like net zero, that wasn't the point. We were all listening to the whole MAGA rally that it was gonna be, America first and no globalized whatever.
Net zero
if
is
you're
America
gonna
first.
do net zero,
Matasco, real quick, didn't he say
Yeah.
tariffs? He's going to use tariffs to eliminate federal taxes. Like if that really works and he actually does that, then cool. But he was sitting there saying, "I'm going to do the tariffs are going to eliminate the federal taxes," which back in the day that's what they were supposed to be used for. So
yeah, that is a complicated. What I do want to say is that, Clifford, to your point, I'm just saying that when you say this, and again, you and I have been hanging out here for a while, so I'll tell you,
Yes.
I keep an eye on these things. The point I'm saying is, it's against what the mission was. Okay.
I disagree because I believe net zero is America first. All
Well-
countries will win from that, including the United States. If we're not paying out billions of dollars in trade,
The
then
idea
yeah, that's a
wasn't
win.
wasn't about all countries winning together. The idea was everybody was eating
Go-
off of America.
Go look
And
at what
then
he
it's
said
gonna
about
stop.
free trade. Go look at what he said about free trade, and then you'll see what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know. I've listened to a lot more about Trump than probably you did. So let me tell you this. I'm just saying that what you just said does not align. Clearly, it doesn't, because I've followed the politics just as much as you did. I'm just saying that you can't change the definition when I literally have heard him say directly. They can flip flop, which is fine. I don't care. I'm just saying that you're trying to change the story.
No, I'm just
The
going
story
by what he
was America
said.
first.
Yes,
And we know what America first meant.
America first is
first.
free trade.
But he says America first, but we were struggling. He wanted to give Argentina $40 billion. He wanted to double it. That's not America first. They didn't have
No,
money
the Argentina deal
for-
was just to help Scott Dissent's friend. Do you read these things, by the way, guys? Like,
No, I'm saying it wasn't America first. That wasn't America first. That's not America
right? I
first.
mean,
He's
the
sitting there.
soya beans thing fell on their face, and they had to go to China and negotiate some crap. Guys, it's one thing to be arguing over facts versus emotional whatever, right? The point is, I'm just saying, and most of you have heard him say this. The whole America First thing was not to let's agree on zero trade attacks. It
Okay.
was literally the idea that, hey, you've been extractive on us, and we're gonna bring everything back in domestically. But these domestic companies are literally eating the tariff up. And it's affecting their business operations. So I don't know how somebody argues that's a good thing.
You're
Just
correct
makes
about
no
that.
sense.
tool, Matasco. It is a leverage tool.
Matasco.
What leverage are you talking about?
Matasco, you're very correct on a lot of things, and there are some people that are agreeing with you on here that you're sort of missing. But you are correct on everything you're saying about tariffs.
Let's get Matt in here. Matt's been waiting. Matt, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, Matt? I was trying to get you up here, but yeah, what is up, Matt? How you doing?
All right, well, Matt calibrates. Brian, go ahead, man. I think you had something too. I can't hear Brian. Can you guys hear Brian?
I cannot hear Brian now.
I can't hear him.
Brian is ragging.
Brian, drop down, come
Brian.
right back up. Matt, are you there?
Matt's a listener of mine.
On my end, he's a speaker.
Yo, Zach, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Mark. Go ahead, man.
Zach, man, the point that I wanted to put, man, it's, if you have Pepe and you tell Pepe there's an asset that they could make a lot of money off, okay? You think they're going to give a shit about taxes, tariffs, interest rates, inflation? No, man. They're going to go and they're going to invest on that asset. But the problem is here is when you tell somebody to invest on that asset, they're like, whoa. Well, you telling me to invest on this coin? Nah, man, that shit's a fucking casino. Fuck that. That's the problem. That's why I brought up regulations. People don't give a fuck about these tariffs, man. The taxes, they have an opportunity to make money on an asset. They're going to get in no matter what, no matter if it's inflation, deflation, no matter what.
I know one thing. There's a lot of people.
Deflation is horrible.
There's a lot of people in a casino right now that shouldn't be in a casino, a real live casino. There's a lot of people sifting through which game they're going to bet on in the sports world right now that shouldn't fucking be doing that because they don't have the damn money. I mean, you make a good point. I mean, people spend money they don't have all the time. In fact, that's how America was basically built. Is we're consumers. We fucking spend. We fucking buy a car that we can't afford all the time.
I agree. I agree with you guys to the point. There's still the people out there going to do that, but there's going to be a lot less people out there doing that because there's a lot less money out there because of everything else. Everything else, the way the whole economy is.
But Kevin, it's called credit card. It's called just swipe it and worry about it later.
Yeah.
It's called 26% APR,
credit
guys.
card.
I mean, that's what the government does anyway with this fucking debt ceiling that just that we have. The debt just keeps going up. We just keep kicking the can. I mean, we're just we're
debt is money.
Our own government.
Debt is money.
The debt's so high now. It's like cartoon money. That's the way I look at it. It's just like it's almost an unimaginable number. Like this whole thing is just incredible, guys. Like the way I look at stuff like this, policies as politicians come and go, America first, all these different things. It's just take a look at the history of protectionist policy and understand where it usually goes. Just do some research on protectionist policy just in the United States over the last 150 years and see where it usually ends up. It usually does not end up well. Just take a look.
I just posted the K-shaped economy. So anybody who wants to take a a greedy lesson about the system, go read about it. But Zach, please try and get Sunny Lou back here. I think he was right. This is what I hate about these AI stuff, by the way. They should have done their... It's a little misleading, but I hope he comes up and we talk about the whole situation. Actually keeps me more bullish on Vchain, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having Sonny on tomorrow. He was great the last time. And yeah, VeChain is one of those chains like in the top 20, 30 or whatever it is. I've never once heard anything shady, negative about them whatsoever, which is in the rarity. So I think they handled the sort of mini coin telegraph or whatever the news, the little publication crisis was nicely, we shall say. But yeah, good. Hopefully he comes on tomorrow.
No, I don't think Sonny's coming on tomorrow. It's just Jake.
Either way, we have to talk about it. Just for education, I think.
No, I agree too. Matt, are you there? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So while everybody's talking about all this stuff, and I agree with Mar 100%, nobody cares about tariffs. You know what? Trump says they're making trillions of dollars for the U.S. I'm going to take his word for it because I'm not going that deep into them. The other thing is, by restarting the government on November 13th, okay? So like here, I'm going to give people a little bit of conspiracy stuff going on. Think back to March 13th, which was Friday the 13th of 2020, all right? That's when old Donald J. Trombone declared a national emergency. We all know what that was. And that also just happened to kind of kick off quantitative easing, okay? So he actually, because he reopens the government on November 13th, it's Thursday, not Friday, but the days are kind of important. The numbers of the days are kind of important. I kind of think the Fed already announced they're going to stop quantitative tightening on December 1st. So it looks like they will actually start quantitative easing. Now, this is just tinfoil conspiracy shit. This is nothing else. But it looks like quantitative easing is going to happen here at the end of the year, this year. Now, is that bullish for crypto? That's bullish for everything because that means the Fed can print money out of thin air, okay? Okay, yeah, they need to cut down trees to make paper, whatever, right? For all those people that are finite thinkers. All right, I understand. They got to make the paper first, and then they can print it, right? And then they got to pay for fuel to get the stuff there, right? So moving past that, they can print money to infinity. I see them printing money to infinity coming up pretty soon. It all goes back to that Agenda 2030 timeline. November 13th, he signs the paper to get the government turned back on. Everything starts happening. Great. Now, if you look deep into it, quantitative easing and quantitative tightening don't really do anything for Bitcoin. You can go back and look at when the Fed started this crap back in 2008, which, ironically, I think is when Bitcoin came out, or it was about ready to come out. So the timing is really, really amazing. However, quantitative easing, quantitative tightening doesn't mean anything for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to do its own thing because it's literally, I'm going to call it a deity, okay? Bitcoin's its own deity / entity. So it doesn't matter, but it does matter for everything else, for treasuries, for the Wall Street, everything else. But check this out. Yesterday, Wall Street hit another all-time high, right? The Dow Jones hit 48,000 or some shit like that. So it looks like the tariff thing is working. Tariff's working. I'm not really paying attention to gold right now, but seeing that Wall Street's doing just fine, right? And it kind of looks like, where does this end? But I don't see it ending. I see a moderate to slow to a parabolic shift into crypto coming up here anytime. I would say still in 2025. It could be tomorrow. Could be Friday the 14th, right? But none of this is bearish for the market. All of the numerology, all of the tinfoil hat stuff, everything is playing exactly perfectly right along into you will own nothing and you will be happy. That very statement means everything's going to be tokenized. Think about when you go on vacation. A long time ago, we used to go to Mexico and we had a timeshare. One person bought the timeshare in their name, and the rest of us just gave him a bunch of cash to stay there for a week or 2 weeks, however long somebody wanted to stay, right? Well, those days are long gone. Now what do we have? Airbnbs. Those days are soon coming to, in the next decade or so, they'll be coming to a close because everything's going to be tokenized. So now you can just go buy the coin, buy your favorite coin, and if you have X amount of ownership, just go there, and it's all going to be traded on blockchain. Why? Because nothing will be anonymous. So the entire world is moving towards blockchain. And there's absolutely no reason to be bearish about it. And I love what Matasco said about not leaving the crypto space, because literally at any given moment, they could just flip their little switch. They've already told us about the ISO coins and the banking coins. We already know the institutions control everything. We're wondering if retail's ever coming back like they did in 2021. And Zach Humphries, you're right. It's no. The answer is no. But they will have to come back. They'll be forced to come back with less money, and they won't make an impact because it's going to be all institution driven anyways. So this entire thing is extremely bullish to me because of the numbers game. And I'm not talking about quantitative easing. That's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind. And it's going to happen in 2025. For some reason, I think I remember Oscar coming in here last week talking about when is the government going to be turned back on. And I think I chimed in and said Friday, if not right away next week. Well, that's happening. It's done. So anyways, I have a strong feeling quantitative easing is going to kick off in December, ahead of the new year. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I don't want to go into too many more because I don't want to get anybody shadow banned. However, here's the biggest reason. Everybody's broke. They no longer have to worry about retail coming back because everybody's penniless. I look at what people are paying with, and I see lots of credit cards out there being whipped through transactions, right? And everything's dead. Now, I live in the reddest state in the world. Nobody's more conservative than where I'm at in North Dakota. Everybody's Republican. The entire state's red. And at night, after 5 o'clock, there's no cars on the road. Not just because we only have, 900,000 people as population in this state, but it's because nobody can afford to drive 20 miles to the grocery store anymore or whatever. Like, it is slowing down. And if this place is slowing down, I guarantee you every place else in the United States is slowing down to a death crawl. There's no more money out there. They have no more reason to worry about retail. Everybody's flushed out. This final shakeout pretty much solidified what I was thinking. They don't have a reason to dump Bitcoin much below 100K, 98.3 or whatever it was, for the finite thinkers. They don't have much reason to dump it anymore because nobody has money to buy it anyways. They could crush Bitcoin down to $1,000, and guess what? Everybody in this space, we'd all buy Bitcoin, but there's nobody left in retail that has $1,000 to buy Bitcoin. Nobody. There's no people can argue about that, but listen, the boomers are on their way out. Us Gen Xers, the ones that are awake, we're all in crypto, right? And we see where this is going. But for the most part, I think I saw a post last night or this morning about somehow the Federal Reserve managed to wrangle up 80% of the population and turn them into NPCs. The other 20% are going to make it. And I agreed 100% with that, except for one thing. I think 90% of the population are NPCs. Only 10% are going to make it. And out of those 10%, half of those are working for the man in the government. So everybody's going to be fine that's here. Just hang tight. Help is on the way. Bitcoin's going to do its own thing. It doesn't need quantitative easing, doesn't need quantitative tightening. Go look at the charts. Go look at how it moves. In fact, arguably, Bitcoin does better under quantitative tightening, but altcoins will do better under quantitative easing, and that's what I'm looking forward to because of my holdings. So I'm gonna shut up. But other than that, great space. Everybody, good opinions. And Mar, I agree with you. Nobody gives a shit about tariffs. They don't matter, to an extent. But I'm done for now. I'm gonna keep listening.
So, man, yeah. I like how your analyses are always like a healthy mix of bullish and bearish. Always a little bit more bullish, but you kind of give both sides there. Keep it up.
Appreciate you, Matt. Stevie, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. Great space. Always enjoy being here. Trillions are coming into this market over the next few years. I think we're in a great position to keep stacking those conviction plays. And Voltino is up about 1.4%.
Switched it up on us a little bit there, Stevie. Appreciate that. Appreciate the positivity. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I'm not going to lose sleep over any of this stuff related to politics. I'm not going anywhere in the crypto market. I'm not leaving. Right? What's that old meme? Like, I'm not fucking selling. Whatever. Yeah, it just is what it is. All at the same time, I will say this, and we've been saying this for a long time. Crypto shouldn't be the only vehicle, that you're using in order to create wealth, though. Like it shouldn't be the end all be all. It's a tool. It's a market that you can take advantage of, but I want to have a healthy balance of crypto, stocks, cash, real estate, right? Like, and I think everybody should, and growing businesses, because that's the key. You start getting cash flow coming into a business. It doesn't matter that XRP went down 2% in the last hour. I see people on YouTube like, XRP's crashing, it's down 2% in the last hour. I'm like, if you're that concerned, it sounds like you're probably over leveraged in XRP, right? Like, yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah, it is what it is. One thing I'm watching is Bitcoin dominance. We've been basically sitting here at 59% for seemingly ever. We're coming down to this 50-week EMA on Bitcoin again, right here, basically. We've continued to show strength right here. That's a big indicator for me, the 50-week EMA. Right around 101,000 here. You can go down to 98, but as long as we get that weekly close back up in this range, we're in a range, guys. It's fucking boring. And then, we get all caught up in the noise and minutia of the fucking, Trump and this and that. It's like, I don't really care that much. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I've and I think I'm all over the place. But you gotta have a cash position too, because nobody knows what the hell is going to happen. If it tanks, you got to be in a position to take advantage of it. If it stays the same, you got to be in a position where okay, you're fine. You go up a little bit, down a little bit, whatever, chop, whatever. If it goes up, you want to have money in the market, so you feel that upward moment. Like, just position yourself to where none of this shit matters in the short term. That's the key. At the end of the day. Just to simplify things as much as, I don't know. Anybody else got something? Go ahead, jump in if you got it. Uncle, we haven't heard from you for a while, man. Thanks for being here today too. What else is on your mind? Anything else related to the market, altcoins, etc.? Stevie, your hand's up on my end? I don't know if it's staying up.
Hey Zach, just being bullish here. My crazy estimate, by 2030, I believe like the top coins, maybe you could say the top 70, the top 100, will have a 10 trillion market cap, and that's not counting Bitcoin, by the way.
Interesting. Well, the overall market outside of Bitcoin is like 1.43 trillion right now.
Well, actually,
it's the total is 3.43, but 2 trillion of that's Bitcoin.
If you count the top 50 right now, the total market cap for crypto on CoinMarketCap, but there's a lot of coins that are not on CoinMarketCap, but on CoinMarketCap, if you take out the top 50, it's 130 billion. That's pathetic, bro. That's nothing. That's like, what, 15 billion in liquidity, maybe? It's horrible. But yeah, man, I think like the top 100 will easily be at 10 trillion, not counting Bitcoin. Who knows what Bitcoin will be at, I'm not going to guess that, but thinking maybe 10 trillion. So maybe the whole market cap will be 20 trillion. in by 2030 if all these regulations do come through, you know. And I'm just, I'm telling you, man, I'm just super bullish, man, on at least for now on that Coinbase IEO, man. I mean, that's going to bring in retail. You know, that right there, bro. It's you're talking about a pre-sale, 100% easy to use for retail, and I just hope, you know, they make money, and it, you know, crypto gets out there and people are like, "Wow, have you gotten on those pre-sales on Coinbase?" And then imagine when Robinhood releases a you know, one of those public sales on their end, bro. That's gonna be massive.
Just what we need, more tokens from exchanges, more pre-sales.
I mean, if you think about it, man, we don't really have that much tokens, bro. The top 50, no, but like the top 50 own the whole market cap. It's really 50, 100 coins. The rest is just garbage from pumped up fund, shit that are just dead, man. You know?
That's what these exchange pre-sales are going to turn into, probably. I mean, it's just an extraction event.
The market has a lot of tokens. You're right, but we don't have that many blue chips. And don't blame it because there's a lot of tokens out there. The reason we don't have that many blue chips is because basically all these blue chips are almost the same shit. You know?
True.
That's why it's like the same thing. And like an L1 to this day, they're still like, we're the fastest. Like every fucking month, there's a faster L1. You know? Nothing new outside of crypto. It is coming, man. That's why
we could do 15,000 transactions per second. Oh yeah, well we could do 17,000 transactions per second. We could do 20,000. When we launch, we'll be able to do 32,000 transactions per second. It's like, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean,
100 does a million.
The market is going to consolidate big time at some point, and I think that process kind of starts now with the institutions coming in, ETFs. Again, like I said this earlier, like I think eventually it's going to be very, very clear. Like, okay, here's the real shit, you know, and here's the shit that tried. You know what I mean? And there's going to be a bunch of mergers and acquisitions too. You know what I mean? Who's to say Ethereum can't just swallow up a bunch of these L1s at one point? You know what I mean? Or Solana can't just basically, oh yeah, we're going to buy your shit, you know? That hasn't happened yet.
Zach, did you see the JP Morgan stablecoin?
I did see that news, yeah, yesterday or the day before, yeah.
And they're like, oh no, we're using our own blockchain. That's not like open source. You know, you could just move it to certain places. That's it.
Yeah, the mergers, crypto really still has not hit the like mergers and acquisitions elements of the industry. A little bit here and there. It's mostly like small struggling blockchains that get acquired by a bigger one. But like two big blockchains merging hasn't quite happened in this industry. Will be interesting when it does.
Well, you're starting to see it a little bit with what Ripple's doing. I mean, they're acquiring traditional companies, right? Like they acquired that Hidden Road, which was a brokerage company for $1 billion. And they're basically, you know, their goal obviously is to create their own freaking crypto bank, basically. Like, you know, so I think, you know, the big dogs up top, the ones with money and capital and billions of dollars to throw around, they're going to be the ones, just like in TradFi. They go swallow up all the other small companies. Cool idea, thanks. We'll buy you out. You know what I mean? We didn't have to think about it. We'll just buy that shit. All right, now it's ours. Like, it's starting to happen a little bit, but it's going to happen a lot more. Do I think Ethereum's going away? No. I think a lot of the stuff is going to still be kind of, you know, tied to ETH in one way or another. Now, has the price action on Ethereum been absolute dog shit? Am I pissed off that Vitalik and company are selling on our heads? Yeah. But I also know that, you know, it has an ETF. It's the longest standing smart contract platform out there. It has the biggest network. It has the most developers, you know. So I don't think it's going anywhere. But I mean, some of these L1s that come out, I think eventually either they'll just be dissolved or they'll be integrated into a bigger player. Go ahead, Cliff.
Hey, with these foundations selling their own tokens and stuff like that, what's the chances that maybe part of any type of regulatory clarity, requires them to not hold too much of a majority stake in their own companies, for decentralization purposes? What if this is a prerequisite? Obviously they can't sell it all at once and dump the market, because that wouldn't be good structurally for the market or investors themselves, anything like that. But, have we considered that at all, I guess, is the question.
Well, I mean, you make a good point. I mean, Elon sells Tesla shares all the time.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up, Cliff, because it's like in the non-crypto world, obviously, you have private companies, public companies, both are getting acquired. It's a little bit probably easier to do the valuation when it's a private company. You don't have to worry about stocks unlocking, stock shares unlocking. Crypto, every project has a native token, so that's that added variable with all the team tokens, vesting, et cetera. So it just kind of makes it more complex.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what the final draft is for the market structure bill, and seeing what all's in there. I know everybody else is too. It's going to be huge, man. I just hope we're able to preserve enough decentralization that actually keeps this space free, I guess you could say, and it's not. I mean, and you can already kind of see how institutions are kind of bulldogging their way in and owning majority of different things. So we just got to be careful with that, because back in the day, nobody wanted institutions in this space. And now it's like we're begging them to be here. But we just got to be careful with that, because if we give up too many rights, decentralization, that is, but we could lose a lot more, So,
Cliff, did you see the news that came out yesterday from the SEC, Paul Atkins? He was speaking in Philly at an event or whatever, talking about a clear framework for digital assets, and he called it a formal, quote, token taxonomy anchored in the Howey test. So the taxonomy aims to distinguish when a crypto token is a security subject to SEC jurisdiction under the securities laws versus when it's not. It recognizes that economic reality trumps labels. Just calling something a token, NFT, or membership badge doesn't exempt it from functions like a security. It also recognizes that tokens may evolve. A token that started under an investment contract might later become non-security once the issuer's essential managerial efforts fade. The network then becomes decentralized, or the promises expire. The chairman outlined the broad categories for crypto assets. So he here's what he said. There's going to be, and this is like early stages here, but it's going to be really, so I'll get through this in a minute, but what I'm thinking here as I'm saying this, a lot of tokens, a lot of companies, they're going to be changing up whatever the hell they have to in order to fall into the category they want to. You know what I'm saying? And none of this shit's clear yet. But anyway, he's talking about digital commodities, which he also calls network tokens. These are tokens that derive value from the operation of a functioning decentralized network. In his view, these are not securities. Tokens that derive value from the operation of a functioning decentralized network. Then you might have what's called digital collectibles. This is art, in-game items, memes, these two. Generally not securities. Digital tools, tokens that perform a utility function. So this is membership, credentials, title instruments. They're not offered with an expectation of profits from others' efforts. And then tokenized securities, These remain securities. Ownership claims, profit participation, etc. He also mentioned the SEC will consider a package of exemptions for crypto assets tied to investment contracts and possibly allow trading of such tokens on non-SEC platforms. So these could be regulated by other agencies or state regulators. So it's still kind of a mess, but like it's looking like there's going to be clearer lines drawn. And when that happens, you watch everybody and their brother's going to be changing whatever they need to in their contract, right? And how their business is structured or set up to fit inside these lines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, but it's interesting.
And that first, go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that first part of what you read that he said kind of goes back to the theory that I had with why some of these foundations are selling off some of their holdings. It sounds like from that bill to qualify as not a security, it sounds to me like some of that has to happen for it to be considered, a commodity, or at least one prerequisite to be considered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little pissed off that he's still going to be utilizing the Howey test. I feel like they just need a complete revamp and a new test for digital assets, but that's just me.
Me too.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it says here, tokens that generally are considered not securities. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Zcash, Monero, Dash, all privacy. Any of the Bitcoin fork tokens, coins. So here are some utility network tokens, likely not securities, based on what he said yesterday. Chainlink, Uniswap, Aave, Maker, Cosmos, Polkadot. Here are some tokens often argued not to be securities. These tokens never had an ICO. They are decentralized and their foundations don't market them as investments. XRP, which was ruled not a security in the secondary market sales by Torres. Cardano, no ICO in the United States. Their ICO was in Japan. Algorand, utility governance, heavy enterprise use. Stellar XLM, fork of XRP's code base with nonprofit governance. Avalanche, Solana. There is more debate around Solana, but becoming increasingly decentralized. Tokens that are usually treated as securities, any ICO tokens sold in fundraising rounds promising profit, unregistered tokenized stocks and equity claims, tokens with revenue sharing rights, and certain DeFi yield tokens. So there you go.
So that means there's a lot of securities that have been released over the past year or two then.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see which coins like in the top 20 and 30 are not on that list. It seems like more are. But yeah, no, it's interesting. They're still doing the Howey test. That was the term I thought was going to be kind of forgotten, but interesting.
And we need our own. Crypto needs its own. Like Zach said, I mean, it's unlike anything else, any other financial instrument. And so it needs its own.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the live. We're having issues on X. I have no idea what's happening. This thing is glitching out. But I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, guys. I'll have a bunch more videos coming out. Check everything out.